Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining us again on Daybreak Extra. Now, we will be talking about the underage maid phenomenon. We want to hear your take on this, and we want to talk about why some people tend to take underage, house helps, and the risks involved, and certain things that we see happening on social media these days. So, the underage maid phenomenon refers to the exploitation of minors, typically girls, in domestic work. In many societies, especially in developing countries, underprivileged families often send their children to work as domestic helpers in homes of wealthier families. Now, this is where you see that, a lot of house helps, even older ones, not just young, but we want to focus more on the younger ones, and we are looking at these children that we talk about are often under the age of 18, are subjected to long work hours, low or no wage, lack of educational opportunities, and in some cases, abuse or exploitation. Some of them are actually being exploited, in the houses where they are working. Some are not even getting much paid. Some, the abuses are just in different forms. So the practice raises serious human rights concerns as it violates international standards on child labor, and the rights of the child to protection, education, and a safe environment. Now, you see a lot of them, going for these job opportunities that, they can't say no to, because at least they will be taken away from their families. That can actually sort of help the family, when it comes to feeding, especially if it's a family where they have lots of children and they can't afford to feed all of them. They can't afford to send them to schools. They can't afford to cater for them in some, part of their needs. That's when you see that some families will send their children out. And basically, most of it is actually the young girl. And, these girls tend to miss out on the opportunity to go to school, to be amongst their peers, to learn, and understand what childhood means. So they have to take those jobs just to see that they make, something and help their families. Already, before we even say anything, we have a first caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Please, can you turn down the volume?
Morning.
Good morning, Shatima.
Good morning, Fatima. How are you?
I'm fine, Shatima. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
You're welcome, Fatima.
All right, go ahead. What's your take?
About the underage. What I want Nigeria to understand, poverty is not a madness. Please. You cannot become rich until the God says you will be rich, no matter what you do. So these children, God give to us as a trust. We should bring them up as the way our parents bring us up. So you cannot be engaging your child on unnecessary hardship for you to gain out of him, because a child is a blessing from God, and God give you in order to raise him up so that he become a better person tomorrow. So we should please bear with our poverty. We should struggle and take good care of these children. We provide education for them. We give them good health. We feed them well. This is our duty as a parent. We should please exercise patience. We should not be engaging our children on unnecessary difficulties. Because you send your child outside, you don't know which kind of family he will go and join there. You don't know what kind of job he will do. At the end of the day, you have wasted his life, and without any gain. So they should please exercise patience. This is my take.
All right, thank you so much, Shatima, for that. A beautiful one. He said poverty is not madness.
Yeah.
And yes, if there are things, one thing we want to know is that if there are things that we used to do and we think it's normal. It is the 21st century. It is 2024. We need to create awareness to say this is not right. Early, I think there was a time we spoke about this situation where we say child hawking. It's like you just carrying your own responsibility and putting it on the child, and that was what Shatima pointed out. So yes, Shatima, thank you so much for that take. Yes. All right, we have another caller, and don't forget you can send WhatsApp message via the first number. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Fatima and Summayya.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Umar Farouk, calling from Funtua local government of Kaduna State.
All right,
Umar, good to have you
from Kaduna. Thank you.
He's at Funtua, right?
All right. I think this underage, this issue of underage housemaids, it brings about a lot of social problems. First of all, parents of such children don't seem to understand the kind of abuses the little girls are subjected to. Most obvious is the sexual abuse, because such children are in their formative age, vulnerable. When their employers make advances towards them, they cannot resist. They easily fall victim. And when they get deeply involved in such very bad situation, it becomes very difficult for them to get out of it. And that is one serious issue that can that can completely destroy their lives. And secondly, from the perspective of morality, they face a lot of problems in such families. Some families do not have moral standards. If somebody takes his own child to such families, the child will begin to learn some bad behaviors, and you cannot control it when it becomes part of that child. So I think our government need to do something. Our traditional institutions also have a role to play. This ugly tide must be stemmed. We cannot afford to allow it to add up to the current existential problems that have bedrocked northern Nigeria. So our leaders need to act, and our religious leaders have a role to play. They should not allow their primordial thinking to becloud their sense of judgment. This is real. We have to look at it from the perspective of the negative impact it is having on our society. That's my take.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Omar, for that take. Seriously, these are practices that are done in developing countries, because we know a developed country, the parents will be charged. The person collecting this child to work for them will be charged. Yes, because it will be considered human, trafficking and child abuse and labor. But then here in this part of the world, it is normal. People don't, even frown upon it. It's considered, oh, why not you get someone to help? And these children, while some people these days sponsor these kids to school, others still don't, and we don't even know what that child is going through. So, all of these things it's of a major concern to what is going on, and hence the reason why we decided to put it out here to find a possible solution altogether. Someone once said it's not just the job of the government, but yes, it would be great if there would be a law to guide this, and if at all anybody decides that they want to be a domestic help, it should be when they're 18, mature enough to make decisions to protect themselves from any harm, physically, mentally, and even emotionally, and can defend themselves.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so let's pick this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Do we still have the caller?
Good morning. This is Aisha from Akoja.
Hi, Rashida. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead. What's your take?
Yes. Thank you. You know what? It's just unfortunate for the society we are making ourselves. I grew up from a family of over 20. And by divine providence, I'm living alone. Like I have just 3 children, unlike my father that had over 20 children. So I love living with people. As I speak with you, I have 4 of them staying with me from many places, different tribes, different religions. We live together. They go to school, they learn hard work. A particular one says he's not working, he doesn't want to learn a trade, but he wants to be a soldier. He just has their test, and I've asked him to write senior YA to enable him achieve his aim. These are the kind of people, when they grow up, they will be better off in the society. But it's unfortunate that there are people that when these children come to stay, they just see them as less privileged, they don't have a say, and they might treat them. But we have good people that still want these children around us and to have a better future. And I'm happy for this your program, that those that are maltreating them, thinking they will have a future, they will have a change of heart. Let them have a change of heart, that children they can turn around and be of help to them in the future. So a child coming to your house to work doesn't mean that that child has no future. They do have. So we should encourage them and build them up to whatever God will make them to be. Thank you very much. You are welcome.
Thank you so much, Rashida. From Lokoja.
Appreciate that. Yes.
You know, having to hear from a woman means a lot.
Indeed, indeed. So while we're, of course, of the fear that these children go through a lot, she gave her reason, saying that, okay, she doesn't have kids, and she decided, I don't want to live alone. Let me get some people that would keep me company. And these are kids that, the family don't have enough, but then she is helping them. Yes, yes, more of like a foster parent kind of situation.
That's the adoption.
So you're doing great, Aisha. We hope other people emulate you the right way, and that. But then yes, underage. Let's talk about all the things that these kids are going through.
Okay, I think we have another caller. Hello, good morning. Yeah, good morning. Morning.
Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Salim Ota.
Okay,
Salim. Where are you calling from?
Okay, where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Jos, Plateau State.
Okay, thank you so much for calling. Go ahead, what's your take?
Salim, please turn down the volume of your TV and talk to us through your phone.
Okay, thank you. I'm done.
Please, there is a delay. Can you go ahead?
Housemaid in our Nigeria today is something that has a great advantage and disadvantage. It has advantage and disadvantage.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we are listening.
Some maids are being looked upon by some families as their direct kids. Some maids get better treatment from their parents, that those that pick them up from their parents, as they look up to them as if they are their own biological children. So they give them the best of training. So these mates, by the time they grow up together, they look at those that train them as their own biological parents. They give them back the best you can ever think of. But in some situations, some parents, the kind of maltreatment they receive from a masters or their mistresses, some of us thinking, if you are not alive, what will happen to your own children? With such maltreatment be made upon your own children? So at times we keep wondering. But the issue is, some parents don't have the financial capacity to look up to their children, but some that pick up these mates give them the best of training. So the only advice I think as a father I will give is, anybody that wants to pick up your child, you should look at the background of that person. Who is that person? what kind of person is he or she before you give out your child to somebody as a maid.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, do you have more to say?
I really appreciate your program, and I pray to God Almighty to grant the best of your life. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate that. We appreciate your contribution as well. So yes, pointing out, but I'm still confused though, because whether we like it or not, taking a young person to come help domestically is a crime. It's coming from the human rights. Yes, the human rights angle. It is a crime because that child is not assenting, is not agreeing to that. Yeah. That's someone making that decision for them as a parent.
I have come across some families that actually come to offer to say, okay, can you take my child, let them work for you, then the salary that you're supposed to pay them, take them to school.
Yeah, we
have seen that. I think if that kind of thing
it's still not something, okay though.
Yeah, but at least the child has a place that she's staying. She's not on the street. She gets to eat. She's being taken care of. If she's actually being taken care of, she's not being abused, and she gets to go to school and still comes back and does her chores. I think to an extent she's not being. For some of them,
actually have own responsibility at the youngest age. Let's be honest.
That's because
if you cannot take care of your child, do not birth a child. I just have to say that.
Okay.
If you cannot
let's take this
do
call.
not birth a child.
So where is already getting angry. So let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
We are fine, thank you. We are fine, thank you.
Happy weekend to you too. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Ade. I'm calling from London.
Hi, Ade. I should have known.
I actually wanted to wait and see if you're going to pick. I was just smiling,
All right, go ahead, Ade. It's good to have you this morning.
Thank you so much for calling.
Yes. All right, then. My view on this thing, number one, is poverty. There's no certain parents that will give us our daughter, young daughter. Let's be specific on young daughter now. So someone that she didn't know, for housemates, it's because they don't have money. Tell me, which parent is comfortable? I will not give our daughter out to go and do maid. Definitely, most of them will be abused. And one thing about my country is this: the law in my country favors the rich. The poor people, it doesn't favor them. They can get away with anything they do as long as they have money. That is the problem we have. We have enough laws in Nigeria. But the only for the poor. The rich are not. Okay, look at what happened in UK. The owner of Paros, the former owner, he died last year, Al-Farad. 37 women came out that he abused them, some he raped them on his yacht, taking them all over the world. He complained bitterly. And now Harrods is the most expensive store in the world. They are now settling those ladies. They are giving them money. Even after that, the lawyer said they are still going to sue his estate. This man has died, though. You can imagine if it's in Nigeria, someone that has died, the case has died already. Then here, no. The law is for the poor here. If you give the rich, if you make housemaid, that's why Nigerian men, they don't stay long here. Because there is no way they can get maid here. Only the Arabs, all those billionaires, they bring their maid officially here. And if they mess up, their diplomats to get back to their country. They will rescue those ladies. So the law protects the poor in this part of the world. So they are saying, well, in Nigeria, the law protects the rich. That's what is happening. So these guys are vulnerable, and they just do whatever they like. And once you don't have the fear of the law, of the government, you can do whatever you want. But if you are in UK, number one thing in your house, once you are stepping out of your door, is the law. So you have to behave yourself. So that is the scenario. Then when we see there, I believe that it might not be in my generation, but in the Gen Z generation, we might still get to that level that the law will favor the poor. No matter how rich you are, then if you mess around, even those employers, they do the same thing they are working for, most of them. Even in the secondary school, teachers will abuse the young kid, but because nothing will happen, they cover it up. But the time will come, then when people will be afraid to go against the law in Nigeria. I pray that time will come very soon.
Amen to that.
Happy weekend. God bless Nigeria.
Amen.
Thank you so much,
God
Mr.
bless you
Ade, for
too,
that.
Ajay. Happy weekend. Yes,
Well,
indeed. You know that there are laws that sometimes it's not pushed because it will definitely hold, and almost everyone is, would be caught in this because we have been condoning this for the longest time. And like I said, as much as ignorance is not a reason, but for the longest time we've been going with this, but then it's time to change the narrative. Children at the age of below 18, maybe from 16 a child should start learning some handwork, but then below 16 children should not be the one working to take care of themselves, and that is exactly what housemaid
so that's exactly
is.
like what Ade just said, is poverty that pushes a lot of them. Like the last Rashida calling from Lokoja. Hello, let's pick this call. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Do we still have the caller, or we just let it go? Okay, hello, can you hear us?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Summayya and Fatima in the studio.
Good morning. Thank you so much for calling. Your name and location, please.
Yeah, speaking to Ali Umar Shamaki from Akonga, Nasarawa State.
All right, thank you, Ali, for joining us this morning. Go ahead. What's your take?
If you look at the situation, this issue only affects the less privileged as far as this country is concerned. Let's, for instance, a man that has maybe 10 children and 2 wives. What do you expect? And he cannot be able to cater for this. So they must have to go out at that age to look for themselves. So in present situation, the less privileged family must have to go out and look for surviving. So it's not encouraging. The latest Yahoo boys that we had, the way these people exploiting themselves, both men and women, in the name of they want to survive. So in this situation, it's very sympathetic and unfortunate as far as this country is concerned. So even the situation can contribute to this problem. So thank you, Auntie Sobi.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Aliyu, for that take. It is really, really sympathetic, and we've seen, reasons from the people looking for domestic help, where they would say, I prefer a child that I can groom because I don't want this weird characters to come into my house, and maybe you don't know someone. There's always assumption that a child does not know much until you teach him. And if you want that person to have your own upbringing, your own kind of thoughts, and to be safe, for your family to be safe, you want that child at the youngest age. But that is a thinking that should not even happen. A child should be closer to his parent. Yes, we know poverty is the reason for all of this, but how about we cut our coat according, or is it our shoes according to our size?
Cut your coat according to your size.
I feel we should do that, which comes with the
I understand where you're coming from, but then at the end of the day, when you look at the rate of poverty in Nigeria right now, you can't compare that to other countries, but there are some similarities with other Asian countries. Like India and other places that are still also battling some level of poverty like we are battling as well. And for some they already have more than one wife and they have children. I mean, like Rashida said, her father bettered 20 children. So imagine in a situation like that when you have maybe more than one wife and each wife has 5 kids.
Why?
And then that's
why
what I'm saying.
Like if you cannot afford to care for this,
that's what I'm saying. For some maybe they were okay initially, but then life happens and then maybe they lose out, they go bankrupt and stuff, and then they have to now look for a way to survive. So some of them actually is the situation that they tend to, because I mean I've seen some young girls that have actually come to also be with us and they speak good English, they write, they read. Because their parents were able to take them to school at a certain time in their lives before things went bad for them, and they had to now look for a way to, just support the family. So hence they have to, and some of them actually just want to get married, so they go into this kind of, house chores, to do the jobs, and then try to gather the little they can to just send off their daughters
Honestly,
off for marriages.
I see all the things, but I still do not think a child should
Let's take this call. But that's the situation at this point. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning. Your name and location, please.
My name is Lawal Mohammed, calling from Funtua in Katsina State.
All right, thank you so much, Lawal, for joining. Go ahead. What's your take?
This problem, even it affects I myself. I'm a person that is, I'm working and I'm enjoying. I have a wife and a children. But unfortunately, the problem we are having is that I'm a civil servant. Later on, everything is not go as I expected. And it is not the part of my way even to take any of my time to do this job because I know the problem of it. But in order to survive, and you have no any alternative, and the age is already approaching, somebody around 50 or 60 years, and you have a children, you have no any alternative then to look for assistance. So initially they are going to tell you that they are going to assist your children, maybe it's from the family or otherwise. But later on, what is going to happen is going to be different. So sometimes it's not someone's problem. Initially everything is going fine. You have your wife, your children, you are taking care of them, you are doing all what you're supposed to do. But later on, the situation will change. I'm saying this based on my experience. And this is what I said, that I'm a civil servant, and even I reached level 14 in the place of study, whereby what I'm earning is okay for me. But now it cannot cater for me and my wife, and I have 6 children. So this is how this is going. Not as a lot of people, it is their own wish to send students, their children to do that. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you for that.
For coming out to boldly say that you are one person that has been affected, by this as well. It's a situation where, a lot of families actually have no choice. I think for some families actually tend to agree to take their children to, agents to get them these house helps jobs because they don't want their children to hook on the street, to sell, because there are other risks involved in that. At least when you have your child in a house where you can easily reach out, where your child is working, where you can easily go and have access to your children to see how they are living as well. I think it's something, to... Let's pick this call.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and location, please.
Yeah, walaikum assalam. I wanted to participate in this your very beautiful early morning presentation.
Thank you so much for that. Go ahead. What's your take?
Yes, I noticed that most part of the problem of underage maid is caused by one of the factors the earlier speaker spoke, is the lack of willingness of the parent to take full responsibility. Most of the Nigerian parents, if you look at them, there is no life or law restricting them to start a family that is responsible, well managed and taken care of. So as a result of it all, they hawk. They make it a systematic way of meeting up with their child responsibilities. So most people you hear, they are only making flimsy excuses. If you go back to our culture, our history, irrespective of what tribe we come from in this country, you see that there are a lot of people who are very passionately disciplined. They have a trend of maintaining and managing their own domestic responsibility and financial control. However, at any time in life, right from the beginning, even myself at the age of over 50, I could remember there was no a time when people are not critically crying and complaining of the economy. There was never such time. But you know, every economic failure and downturn, there is a level where people can rise up and manage and become responsible until one situation stabilize. The second part of our problem of child underage maid is if you look at it domestically, women at the front are the cause of the problem. When a woman gets married, you see that a lot of women, they like to go and look for alimony. They like to go and hire a king, you know, not only in the northern part of the country, including the south and even in other African countries. The women want to dominate. They don't even want to wash plates at home. Every basic small labor for it to be attended. Now, if you look at different cultures, where people experimented and adopted and going to underage, there is the problem of marriage abuse. A woman will go and hire a matured woman to come and support her. Then as a result of it, the husband start to become irresponsible and start to go and sleep with the woman. There are this type of cases. And then to justify it, the woman will now go and substitute with a teen underage. And then on the other way, there are cases where a man will allow a matured lady to come and take domestic responsibilities. And as a result of it, again, you will hear that taking the advantage of a younger man and then going to sleep with this type of maid again. So people just felt that there is nothing to lose if they hire and under cannot be abused, you know, so that there will be peace running the house and the woman refused to manage herself. Even when a woman has grown up children, she is not sharing the responsibility of the home. She wants to enjoy themselves, you know, social burden on the man. And then the man is left to bear all. So, incidences, you see that not only in the north countries, domestic or marriage is as historic as. But if we rise up, what I'm saying, to become more responsible of the and the system will say, husband and the wife, level, every home will end up. Poverty, you cannot do anything. It is repetitive. Even if this government stabilizes, after 10 the crash again, we will start all over again. It's like, anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much for calling.
Even
Joe, there was something you said that I'm like, funny. No, I did not. I don't agree with that. You know, he made mention of something I truly agreed with, which was him saying that we keep using poverty as an excuse to put our children in harm's way, which is the truth. Even when, you know, the economy was at the best that it could be, how it was, people were still crying of poverty. We still had a larger number. So all he's saying is that we need to be prepared and birth the children that we can take care of and not allow, you know, push up our children to go find for money to feed themselves and ourselves. But then he pointed out that women these days, women don't want to work, and that's why we need help. When he started that, I was gagging because I was like, no. It is 21st century. Marriage, you know, for women is not rated by how much you suffer for it to determine for it to determine you are a good wife material or you're a good wife and all of that. We're not saying
I mean,
you
you're
cannot
a good
get
example
help.
that you don't have a house help, and it's been 3 years.
Yes,
I mean, you know,
yes,
so you've been
four.
doing your chores yourself,
and it's crazy.
Yeah,
if I
except your younger ones come around to help. You know, once okay, let's pick this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from. Are you with us? All right.
Do we still have the caller?
I think we lost that call. Please go ahead.
So go ahead and call us. Even though today we did not get any WhatsApp messages, I'm sure people just want to talk.
Indeed,
it's okay.
Because the line keeps buzzing.
Yeah. So you know, I was saying, you know, you're almost 4 years, right? And you're still doing your chores yourself. It's just maybe certain things that you just have to take out. Yeah, definitely.
So I have a lot of help from
definitely. I mean, you know, and I remember telling you, why don't you look for someone to help, and you know, and all that. But then, you know, right now, currently, I can say that the house helps that we have, Okay, hello, good morning. Let's pick this call first. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Your name and location, please.
Samson from Makodi.
Okay, Samson, thank you so much for joining. Go ahead. What's your take?
The thing is that everybody has to be. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
You self-discipline.
We can hear you.
Please go ahead. Turn down the volume of your TV set because it's making you to get
delayed
to hear us delay after a minute or a second. Please turn down the volume. Stay away from your TV set or any of your device so that we can hear from you. All right, the line is buzzing, so if you get an opportunity to connect with us, please do stay far away from your phone, from your TV set or any of your device, so that we can get to hear and have proper conversation.
I think we still have the caller, right?
Is Samson still online?
Hello, yes, I'm still
okay, go ahead, Samson.
The idea is self-discipline. If you have a self-discipline, you know that, yes, self-discipline, yes, have a self-discipline, you know that if I suffer somebody's child, I don't know, one day somebody may have suffered my own. And that is it. And all those things, we wrangle on fear of God. You have a fear of God. You know that if I did this thing back to somebody, one day somebody may do it to my own. And at times, when you watch, all those men that say, I don't want my family to suffer, my children to suffer, many of them are not even alive now. They left the children in one other predicament and other because they thought, I don't know whether are they God, I'm planning for the future of my children. How would my son be doing this? How would my daughter be doing this? And after all those things, they will left and leave the children. So if you have a self-discipline, I know that this thing, if I use a needle and pinch myself, it will pain me. I have to know that the other person who has the same blood, it will pinch him. So they carry people, say, I want to help your daughter, I want to help your this. They carry them, they suffer them, they do them this. If you go to the house, you know that this one comes from another place. The mother of dress, the mother of everything. You say, this one is not from this family. The way they talk to her, the way, even in the market, those are whom that go to the market, once they come to the market to buy things, this one is not from them. That is it.
All right, thank you so much. So if you
have said this thing will be stopped.
All right,
thank you. That's my contribution.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. So based on your own contribution, he's saying that if at all we even get to bring these young underage girls into our house or boys, then they should be self-restrained for you not to
self-discipline,
harm them.
not to harm.
Yes.
Yeah, because this is actually the issue, and I was trying to say, the households, some of them are actually divorcees.
Yeah.
That they can't maybe stay in their father's houses anymore because they've been married before.
Yeah.
And they're no more with their husbands. They have to leave their kids at their father's house just to find means to support their children, because maybe the kids are still growing. They're not old enough to even maybe say, okay, let me send them out for a house help job or anything. So the mothers now have to now come out and look for jobs to help. So one is like 39, one is 33, one is 26 or thereabout. So imagine at least these are mature and old enough to make decisions. They know what is right and wrong, and they've had their own houses before, so it makes it a bit easy. But a lot of women don't like to pick the older ones because they have the fear of, let my husband not go after the house help and stuff like that.
I get that.
All right, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and location, please.
Good morning. My name is Lucky. I'm speaking from Edo State.
All right, Lucky, thank you so much for calling. Go ahead, what's your take?
Okay. You know what I want to say about this issue that's on ground is that, the Nigerian government is so very bad. Before somebody will say, okay, we see somebody that your children is suffering. You say, okay, let me take one of your babies, let me train it for you. Those days when I know that, let me take this of it, let me train it for you. When things are good. But now, things are so bad in Nigeria. For somebody to take somebody's daughter to train for it, it's so very difficult. It's not easy to take somebody's child to train it now. Because why? Because of Nigeria is bad. The situation of Nigeria. Those days, when somebody her parents are suffering, like myself, my mother died some years ago. Somebody picked me and trained me.
But now, it's not easy to somebody just pick a child, somebody said, let me train it. Because why? Because of the programs of Nigeria. That is just the issue that I want to say about this issue on the ground.
Thank you so much, Lucky. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. And, you know, a lot of people are just saying, you know, I'm sure that a lot of people have issues with this particular topic, you know, because it's something to worry about. There are some that were, you know, actually being, you know, abused in the house by the husbands because they are young girls and they're vulnerable and they keep, you know, attacking them all the time. And then for some, I mean, recently there was a story, hence the reason for this topic, actually, one of the main reasons, and then other reasons also that's adding up to that, Summayya, is this lady actually picked up this girl, groomed her, took her to school and everything, and she was told that the girl is going to get married, and then she started preparing the girl, you know, doing body Dilka and what have you, just take care of the girl. And then the husband was like, okay, let me pay let me just send you off, you know, for a treat. Why not I pay for you to go for Hajj or something like that? And then she just went, and before she came back, the husband got married to the girl.
Oh, interesting.
So this is a way of, you know, sending her off, not knowing that she was taking care of this girl, preparing for the girl's marriage and everything. It was actually her husband that was going to take her as the second wife. So this was something that was out on social media. I was like, okay, now this is becoming too much, because we've seen, you know, where some women coming out to say, oh, my husband has been abusing our house help, or, you know, and stuff. And some house helps actually like that, because some, for the parents who are materialistic, push these girls and to go to do that, you know, because they feel like, okay, we are suffering, we are in poverty, and this is the way that we can actually find succor and all that. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Are you with us?
Good morning. Please turn down the volume of your TV.
Good morning.
Turn down the volume, please, because it's interrupting. Or you call us back again.
I think we have to let you go. We have to let you go.
Okay,
honestly,
so please do call us back.
The feedback is horrible. It's horrific, and we cannot hear you. So.
Yeah. So, you know, these are the reasons why some parents actually push their children to go out there. I mean, it's really disheartening that your own mother or, you know, parents will actually sit down and say, okay, you know what, just go. And then when they see that this family are actually wealthy and they are taking care of the child, and then they keep putting some ideas and whispering some bad ideas into the child's ears, and then the child takes it. And there are some that we saw stealing from the same family. We've seen some house helps killing their own, you know, keepers and stuff. So a lot is actually happening with regards to this, you know, topic that we're discussing. It's not just about the underage, but the mature ones also tend to do some certain things that people don't really tend to understand.
I mean, before any call comes in, I want to quickly say this is an opportunity. We've seen developed country, you know, use the developed country use something really amazing, which is you know, agencies. People, it's a business opportunity. People create agencies and they recruit people. And if you want to be an in-house maid, if you want to be a maid that just goes to do cleaning, I feel like Nigerians are already adapting to that, and we see elites using that. So I feel there should be of you know, for the lower level, just the middle class, there should be people like that, where you own an agency and you get people that are trusted, that know professionality, you know, they're supposed to be professional and not go and snatch people's husband like the fear is or anything. So that would do, yes. So I feel like we could do more of that.
Better, much better with that. Actually, you know, this is actually very interesting. It's an interesting conversation that we wouldn't want it to end. But because we know we have other things that we want to bring to you this morning, so we just have to go on a quick break. You know, so when we come back, it will be that time for the entertainment stories, what is trending online, you know, today or within this week. So for those of you that have missed out, you'll be able to catch up. But we'll leave you with these 21 questions, which happens to be from one of the, you know, contestants of The Voice sometime last year, Nicole. We have her in the studio a while back just to have these 21 questions with her, so you get to know who she is. Take a look at this video.
My name is Nicole Osamwesi. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say a 9. Yeah. that one thing that I'm currently obsessed with is I think binge watching movies on Netflix. Yeah. I think it's yeah, I'm always like Okay, my pet peeves are okay, I feel like now that you put me on the spot, my pet peeves have just kind of like went away from me. So I do not like crowded spaces. I don't know, it's just something about crowd, like a lot of people, it's just, I don't know if I have a phobia, but I just do not like crowded spaces. One of the most memorable gifts I've received so far was a really nice pair of shoes on Christmas Day. It was really nice. I loved it. Honestly, the most memorable moment for me on The Voice Nigeria was when I was right in the beginning, when I got 4 cheer tones on the blind auditions. Yeah. Okay, so first off, my zodiac sign is Aries, and what I think about my zodiac sign, we're like very bold, courageous, ready to take risk kind of people, fun, life of the party, yeah, beautiful. Yeah. The last song I listened to, it is The Power of Love by Celine Dion. Yeah, because I was feeling very R&B-ish. Movies. Although I love books, but movies. Right now, movies. Yeah. My mentor in the music industry, Nigeria. Well, first of all, I love Tiwa. I don't know, there's just something about Tiwa's charisma and her fashion sense. Everything about her just gives, boss lady. Okay, the one thing I do before performing is praying. I just, commit my performance into God's hands. I usually say this. I'm always like, God, as I sing, please sing with me. If I think I'll prepare stir fry or jollof rice. My most embarrassing moment so far. I know they to get embarrassing moments because I'm always checking myself, but I think it should be like from when I was a kid or something, I guess. Yeah, when I was a kid, and then I fell in front of everybody in school, in the class. Yeah, so that's it. Guilty pleasure. Honestly, okay, so my guilty pleasure, I think it will have to just be junk food. I just think it will have to be junk food. Yeah. Okay, so for me, what has changed since The Voice Nigeria would have to be my confidence. It just skyrocketed. I feel like I had it in me, but I just needed like a boost, and just my lifestyle, basically, getting attention from people. You understand? Yes. The best compliment I've received, your voice is very therapeutic. Yeah. Honestly, I would change the fact that it is dominated by male musicians only. It is just like there's like barely several female artists out there. A starstruck moment for me was when I met YJ, NATO C, Praise, Ice Prince, all those guys. It was really, really cool. Oh, I love alternative songs. I don't know, I love alternative sounds. I love the fact that, someone could just think about different things to just like, put together. It's amazing. Okay, what I think about cyberbullying, I just think it is It's just very absurd. I don't know why people do that. I just feel like you're a human being and you should think, I feel like everybody should think like this, you know, what you don't want people to do to you, you shouldn't be doing it to other people. Do you understand? Because saying things to people can go, like words, they cut deeper than any kind of sword can. So you should really check it when it comes to telling people things.